It is bittersweet that I must announce that Ingenuity, the little helicopter that could, and it kept saying, I think I can, I think I can. Well, it has now taken its last flight on Mars.
Goosebumps, just the way we had tested in our test chamber of space ignition.
What Ingenuity accomplished far exceeds what we thought possible. Almost 3 years ago, the helicopter made its first flight on the planet Mars.
Altimeter data confirms that Ingenuity...
And living up to its name, Ingenuity made history as the first aircraft to make a powered, controlled flight on another planet.
Taiwan chip giant TSMC has given global stocks a jolt with its outlook for AI demand. It's targeting over 20% revenue growth this year, driven by booming demand for its high-end chips. The news sent its shares soaring, cementing TSMC's title as the most valuable listed firm in Asia. US stocks are officially back in a bull market too, and investors have AI to thank. Shares have powered higher amid gains for firms like Nvidia. That helped drive the S&P index to record closing highs over 2 straight sessions. Artificial intelligence was one of the hot topics at this year's World Economic Forum Summit in Davos, Switzerland. OpenAI's Sam Altman was in town, and the subject cropped up everywhere. World leaders like Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar say societies need to prepare.
Maybe it'll enable us to work less. Maybe it'll be possible if it's distributed fairly, of course, to allow people to have shorter working days and shorter working weeks with the help of AI. But that won't just happen organically. We'll have to make that happen.
OpenAI has banned the developer of a bot that mimicked Democratic presidential hopeful Dean Phillips. That's according to the Washington Post. It marks the first time the ChatGPT firm has acted to stop the misuse of its tools in a political race. And Meta is ramping up its efforts. By the end of the year, the Facebook parent expects to have an arsenal of some 600,000 AI chips. That could massively outgun rival efforts at Amazon and Oracle. As US troops face and respond to a barrage of attacks from Iran-backed groups in the Middle East, they've got an advantage over their adversaries: space. Among other space technologies, the military receives crucial missile warnings from a constellation of sensors that can detect missile launches from tens of thousands of miles above Earth. Here's how that space technology works, and why the US is racing to upgrade its system to maintain the advantage. The Pentagon says there have been more than 150 attacks on US forces in the Middle East since fighting broke out between Hamas and Israel, and some of those attacks have included anti-ship and close-range ballistic missiles. The technology is known in the Pentagon as SBIRS, the Space-Based Infrared System. It includes sensors in highly elliptical orbits, which are good for monitoring the northern polar region, and sensors in geosynchronous orbit that allow satellites to stay over the same part of the Earth continuously. The spacecraft in geosynchronous orbit are equipped with both a scanner and a starer. The scanner continuously monitors the Earth for infrared heat, while the starer can be pointed at a certain location to stare at areas of interest. SBIRS also includes older satellites from a legacy program known as DSP. Working together, this constellation provides what the military calls global persistent coverage, and it cues other missile defense systems like an Army Patriot battery or a Navy destroyer to a missile launch. While the SBIRS program was billions of dollars over budget and years behind schedule, space security experts say it has been seen as essential to U.S. security. In 2020, when Iran launched missiles at U.S. forces in Iraq, the military said missile warnings from SBIRS saved lives by giving troops enough time to duck and cover. SBIRS is also one of several technologies that can be helpful in determining where certain attacks are coming from and what missiles are involved. That's important information since the US and its partners have begun striking back at missile launchers and other assets that are being used to attack US forces and commercial vessels.
Again, our aim remains to de-escalate tensions and restore stability in the Red Sea.
While the US maintains an edge in space, adversaries like Russia and China are constantly working to try and match and counter the US's capabilities. But with just a few highly valuable satellites in orbit, the SBIRS system is considered to have vulnerabilities. And that's why the Space Force is working on upgrading the architecture for missile warning by launching lots of spacecraft into various orbits.